Hi, I'm Ruben Saltzman with Structure Tech Home Inspections. Just recently, the president of the American Society of Home Inspectors released what's being called an opinion letter on walkthrough consultations, and I wanted to weigh in with my own 2 cents on the matter. So here goes. So this letter that I'm referring to was written by John Wessling, the current president of ASHI, and before weighing in on it, I wanted to have a conversation with John just to make sure that I understand the intent of this letter. And as it just so happens, we had dinner together a few days ago, and we discussed this at length, and we are on the same page about it. So let me start by saying this letter that he wrote has no mention of walk and talk inspections, walk-through consultations, any of that. All this letter is a letter that supports home inspections. I'd like to show you the letter. I'd like to read a few passages out of the letter and just talk about what is actually being said here. So let's start with this. We believe that the economic circumstances in the real estate market do not excuse the full and complete performance of the required home inspection. Now, it's tough to argue with any of that, except for maybe the word required. Home inspections are not required in any part of the country as far as I'm aware of. So I guess I'd have to agree with everything but that. Yes, there's no excuse for not getting a home inspection. Everyone ought to get a home inspection. The letter also says, we further believe that consumers should not be forced or pressured into compromising their economic and safety interests, including those of their minor children, because of current real estate market conditions, and that a seller's market should not excuse a home buyer's protection. Amen, brother. I agree with all that. There's nothing to argue with here. Let's go on. Inspectors are expected to follow the ASHI standard of practice and, of course, any required state standards and other pertinent requirements where they practice their profession. Now again, who could argue with any of that? It's saying that if you're a member of ASHI and you're doing an ASHI home inspection, you should follow the ASHI standards of practice. 2 thumbs up. Got it. That means a full home inspection, an applicable signed inspection agreement, and written reports issued to the client. Yes, this is all required for an ASHI home inspection. But what's interesting here is that a walkthrough consultation is not a home inspection. It should not have the word inspection associated with it. It is not at all the same thing. It is not governed by home inspection standards of practice. It's not governed by ASHI. They have nothing to say about this. It is a completely different service. And the whole idea that home inspectors have is that you should not offer, if you're a home inspector, you should not offer a walkthrough consultation because you're watering down our profession and you're doing something that's much worse than a home inspection. But the whole problem with that idea is that you're comparing a home inspection to a consultation when really the correct comparison needs to be getting absolutely nothing and completely skipping an inspection and just walking in with blinders on. It should be comparing that to a walkthrough consultation. You need to look at it from the other side of the spectrum. A walkthrough consultation is far better than having nothing done at all. That's what it all comes down to. And I want to repeat, in this letter from John, there is absolutely no mention of walkthrough consultations, walk and talk inspections, anything of the sort. All this letter says is home inspections are good and home inspectors ought to follow their standard of practice. I'm simplifying it a little bit here, but that's the essence of this letter. There is nothing in here condemning the practice of walkthrough consultations. Okay, I think I made my point. Thanks for watching. And it's surely not the last time I bring up these services. Take care.